who's been on defense over Jeffrey Epstein is Stacey Plaskett. She represents the Virgin Islands. She was texting with Jeffrey Epstein the day of Michael Cohen's hearing. Her questions pretty closely followed the text messages between the two of them to ask about Rona Graff, Trump's longtime assistant. You were defending her today, or in recent days, yesterday, and you talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor, doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people?
I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says, is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett just had her epic faceplant into the Jeffrey Epstein Hall of Shame. Buckle up, because this is less a scandal and more a masterclass in how not to do opposition research. Or, as I like to call it, how not to Epstein yourself in public. Crockett, a Democrat from Texas, decided to defend her colleague Stacey Plaskett from Republican attacks. That's fair enough. But then she veers off script like a drunk driver at a sobriety checkpoint. She accuses Republicans Lee Zeldin, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Elise Stefanik of taking money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. Except it's not that Jeffrey Epstein, the pedophile billionaire with the island of horrors. No, it's Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, a mild-mannered Long Island neurosurgeon who probably spends his days fixing brains, not trafficking them. Now, Crockett didn't just whisper this. She broadcast it like a foghorn in a library. And get this Dr. Jeffrey Epstein donated to her own campaign too. $500 in 2022. So, by her logic, is she also in bed with Epstein? Metaphorically, of course. Though in Washington, who knows? But wait, it gets better, or worse, depending on your tolerance for garbage. Crockett hits the media circuit. CNN, MSNBC, even The View, where they roast her like a Thanksgiving turkey. Her actual defense to this, I said a Jeffrey Epstein, not the Jeffrey Epstein. That's like saying, I didn't mean that Adolf Hitler. I meant the one who sells apple pies at the country farm. Everyone knew what you meant. It's not a grammar lesson. It's gaslighting 101. And let's not forget the liberal enablers. Hakeem Jeffries, the House Democratic leader, who's supposed to be the adult in the room. As a whining child, he has been accurately labeled the Timu Obama. The left loves to tout accountability until it's their turn. Then it's all nuance and misunderstandings. Liberals are out here clutching pearls over so-called Republican lies, while your own side pulls stunts like this. We all know politics is a circus, but this is a clown show on steroids. Crockett, next time Google your gotchas a little more carefully. And liberals, if you're going to dunk on the right, make sure your ball isn't filled with hot air and dog feces. Otherwise, you're just handing them the win on a silver platter. Or in this case, a neurosurgeon's check.